hear the message loud and clear, I'm gonna make it. I can see my shot is here, so now I'm gonna take it. Gotta get up, get out, time to stand up, get loud, time to rise up off the floor. And I'm stronger than ever now, can't hold me down no more. I'm waking up, 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 I'm waking up. So I'ma do it right now, yeah, I'ma do it right now. I ain't giving up and I ain't ever slowing down. I'ma do it right now. I'ma do it right now. Oh, right now. I'ma do it right now. Watch me now, 'cause here I come and this ain't no illusion. Close my eyes and I can see it's my own revolution. Wake up in the morning and away I go. Can't afford to wait because it takes a toll. I'm running full speed, gotta chase my dreams. No stopping me, no stopping me. I'm waking up, 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 I'm waking up. So I'ma do it right now. Yeah, I'ma do it right now. I ain't giving up and I ain't ever slowing down. I'ma do it right now. I'ma do it right now. Oh, right now. I'ma do it right now.
Two, action. Take one.
And I'm getting comfortable, so ask whatever you want.
Take number one and action.
never be under you. And I never move like a sucker do. Came out the mud and it wasn't because of you. Look at my stats, I got too many W. W, 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 W. I got way too many W. Came out the mud and it wasn't because of you. W, 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 W. Hey.
Great day to all of the great and incredible people across the globe, and welcome back to yet again another Dream Catchers Worldwide broadcast. I'm your boy, David Gibson. I'm also known as D1 Gibson, but I'm better known as your brother from another mother here in these virtual streets. Shout out to each and every single person coming in live to the broadcast. Salute to those that are catching this via the replay, as well as those watching this live on the web. I'm hoping that we each are having a remarkable start to our week thus far. The date is January 26, 2026. It is cold outside. I'm in the Midwest, Indianapolis, Indiana to be exact, and we have been hit with a quote-unquote blizzard. And I know many of us that are tuning into the broadcast, that storm has passed your way as well, and I'm hoping that everybody is safe and warm. But nonetheless, we have a new week that is upon us. We got to keep in mind, family, as we step into this week is full of amazing opportunities with endless possibilities. But in order for us to seize this week's opportunities, we got to be in the right frame of mind, which is the purpose behind this broadcast. In fact, in case you missed the title today, we're talking about 3 mindset shifts that will change how you lead this week. I cannot wait to unpack this particular conversation. Now, before we do that, I want to welcome each and every single person coming in live to the broadcast, as well as those watching this on the replay. If you would please comment below how your Monday is starting off thus far, as well as what part of the world you are currently finding yourself. Again, as I look to my left, I see a bunch of whiteness. The sun is shining, but it is cold. And I believe we got just above a foot of snow, if I'm not mistaken. But nonetheless, we're going to warm things up with our mindset and bring the fire with our passion as we approach this week's opportunities. That's me. Again, I want to know about you. Comment below where you're tuning in from and how your Monday is starting off thus far. Let's do a real quick Dream Catchers roll call to see who we have in the building here this morning. New Jersey is in the house. Colleen, great day to you, sis. Always glad to have you tapped in live. Welcome to the broadcast. Mia also coming to us by way of South Jersey. Blessings on today, D1 Dream Catchers. Happy to be in attendance with my fam. Great to have your energy here in the stream. Larry also representing Naptown. Salute to you, King. Glad to have you tapped in live, brother. Yes, we're talking about making a shift today that's really going to help us elevate our lives. Again, Mia says South Jersey was hit with some coldness and snow. Fire, my day is amazing. Excellent. Again, comment below, family, how your day's going thus far, where you're tuning in from. Did you get hit with the snow? Are you safe? That's first and foremost. But again, be sure to engage in this particular conversation because it's not a me thing, it's a we thing. Let's keep that in mind, family. I'm not talking to you. I want to speak with you, and we want to collectively grow as we have this conversation surrounded by empowerment. Now, before we do transition into today's topic of discussion, if you know for a fact that you're going to receive some value from this particular conversation, please share this out with the people that you personally care about. If you're watching this on Facebook, you can tag somebody in the chat or share this with your entire network on that platform. If you're watching this on LinkedIn, I believe you can share this with those that you're connected to on that platform as well. I know many people that may tune in on X, formerly known as Twitter. You can see the stream, but unfortunately, we cannot see your comments in the chat, but you can still engage with this broadcast by simply hitting that retweet button and sharing this out with people that you know that can benefit from today's discussion. And for everybody, not in fact everybody watching this on YouTube, if you will please hit the like button. It goes a long way in the algorithm. And then there's a share button underneath that like button that you can hit. It will open up a screen where you can copy and paste the direct link to this broadcast to anybody that you see fit that can benefit from joining us and tuning into this message. So text it to somebody, email it to somebody, direct message it to somebody on Instagram or Facebook Messenger, whatever the case may be, or even if you have WhatsApp, however way you communicate with your people, send the link out with those that you are connected to so they too can benefit from today's discussion. Got my beautiful, amazing wife tapped in, coming to us by way of Naptown, a.k.a. Indianapolis, Indiana. Again, yes, there's a lot of snow out there on the ground. We're going to make sure we make this a great start to our week. Also, as individuals are sharing out the broadcast, if in fact this is your first time, or maybe it's your first time in a long time, I welcome you and I want to shout you out as well. If you would please put a number 1 in the chat and then place your first name afterward. Again, put a number 1 in the chat and then place your first name afterward. I'll be sure to shout you out at some point in time during today's conversation. Denise is in the building. It has been a while, sis. Hope all is well with you and the fam. How's LaDerek doing, man? Send my brother some love. Hope all is well with everybody. Latoya is in the broadcast, also coming to us by way of Naptown. Y'all better look out, man. Naptown is showing up this morning, family. Latoya, hope all is well with you. Is the turtle tuning in this morning? Let your boy know. Hope you're warm and safe. Likewise, school has been shut down. Everybody's here at the crib, and we're going to make the most of this snow day, so to speak. But definitely wanted to invest some time here with you all and the fam so we can be empowered as we step into this week's opportunities. But again, comment below, family, how our day's going thus far and what part of the world we're currently finding ourselves. Now, before we transition into today's topic of discussion, one thing that we have to be intentional about doing is setting the tone for our attitude. In fact, everybody comment below if you will, please. Positive vibes only. Positive vibes only. That's our mindset. That's the declaration that we are going to make as we step into this Monday. Now, keep in mind, when you make that personal declaration, you're not really saying that no negativity is going to arise. That's impossible, right? In the world in which we live, there may be some challenges and some obstacles that you are forced to face. But when we declare positive vibes only, we're making a statement where we're saying, I'm not going to allow the external circumstances that are happening around me to dictate how I feel within me. I'm going to maintain control of my emotional state and my attitude so I can stay focused on success. Now, one practice that will help us be effective at doing this is to direct your attention towards the things that you are personally grateful for. You may be saying, D1, it sounds good, but really, is this effective? I'm not talking about something I've just read in a book, family. I'm not talking about something I learned from someone else online. I'm not talking about something that a mentor has just shared with me and I've never applied it to my life. I'm a living witness. When you start your day off with gratitude, it will set you up with an empowered mindset. Here's what I found out and discovered, Latoya. You can't be ungrateful and have gratitude within your consciousness at the same time. You can't be unhappy and be grateful at the same time. You can't even be anxious or afraid and be grateful at the same time. The more and more you stimulate the emotions of gratitude and appreciation and positive vibes, you clear out space that's taken up by negative energy, whether it's anxiousness, fearfulness, or whether it's anger, whether it's depression, whether it's you feeling isolated and lonely. You create space when you focus on the things that you are grateful for positive emotions to take residence within your consciousness. And here's what happens in return. You're now more aware of possibilities. Your mind is open to new opportunities. You can solve problems that you're facing in your day-to-day life. You're more creative, and you can show up effectively and perform at a high level, all because you shifted your perspective in any given moment. I say all that to say this, family. Right now, let's focus on what we're grateful for. There's a lot going on in the world in which we live. A lot of things that can weigh us down and have us feeling overwhelmed. But in this particular moment, I encourage you, focus on what you're grateful for. Comment below. What's one thing that you appreciate about your life? What's one thing that you can reflect on in this moment and it can put a smile on your face? Yeah, you may not have everything that you want, but I promise you, you have everything that you need. And that in and of itself is enough to put a smile on your face. Because the way gratitude works, gratitude turns what you have into enough. And when you feel as if you have enough and you are enough, it puts you into a mental state where you can be effective and you can show up and perform at a high level. Again, I say all that to say, comment below. What are we grateful for? What are we appreciative of? Derek and Justin are doing well. Excellent. Tell them I said what's up, if you will, please. Colleen, positive vibes only. Ricky Smiley is in the building, says God's grace. Amen to that. I don't look like what I've been through. In fact, some things that should have took me out because of his grace, I was carried through the storm and came out shining like gold. I'm loving that. What else are we grateful for? What else are we appreciative of? And those watching this on the replay, I highly encourage you to participate in this particular practice. Set aside time, just 10 seconds, if that, right? Maybe a minute. if you can really just invest time right now to focus your attention towards what you are grateful for. Maybe you're in a negative mindset right now. We can disrupt that negative pattern by shifting your focus. Tanisha is in the building. Okay. Can you guys hear me? I'll crank that up just a little bit. Mia says, I'm truly grateful for making it this far through the storms in spite of everything that may have been going on. Absolutely. Colleen says, I'm grateful for seeing the snow, feeling the cold, and celebrating another birthday on January 5th. Send Colleen some positive vibes. Happy belated birthday, sis. Enjoy your birthday all month, in fact. Celebrate the entire month of January. I'm loving it. What else are we grateful for, family? What else are we appreciative of? Take time right now to focus on those things. Grateful for the snow blower. I'm right there with you. Yeah, your boy was out there shoveling the snow. My back was feeling it just a little bit, but I looked at it as a training session, so to speak. I'm grateful for warm heat that keeps us safe from the elements outdoors. A place of residence that I can call home. Maybe a few more up on the screen. And keep in mind, family, there is a bit of a delay from the time you guys input your comments and I receive them on my end. So bear with your boy. Latoya says, grateful to be at work safe and warm on this snowy day. Safe travels to you, Latoya. Rodney Phelps is in the building that I'm still alive. Amen to that, brother. Hope all is well with you and the fam. With that being said, family, let's stay right there with that attitude of gratitude and really that state of mind of appreciation. Again, it pays dividends as you focus on the things that stimulate those positive emotions. Let's go ahead and transition into today's topic of discussion. In case you missed the title, today we're talking about 3 mindset shifts that will change how you lead this week. No matter the circumstance, no matter what it looks like, no matter how it feels or what it seems to be, you have the capacity within you to dictate how you show up. But keep in mind, family, it all begins right here in your mind. Have you ever noticed how a simple or a subtle shift in your mindset can change your entire day? Maybe even your entire week, your entire month. In some cases, it can change your entire life. Like you have the same goals and you have the same responsibilities, the same things that you're working towards, maybe even the same challenges, but a shift in your perspective can literally cause a shift in your internal posture, so to speak. And you're now able to solve problems, navigate difficulties, overcome adversity, and rise above whatever life throws at you. Today, I want to share 3 mindset shifts that I frequently lean on and resort back to in the moments when I feel pressure, when I feel overwhelmed, when self-doubt attempts to creep in and stop me from showing up confidently and effectively. I leverage these 3 mindset shifts, okay? Because keep in mind, family, leadership is not just about what you do, but in some cases, it's more about how you interpret what's happening in the world around you and how you navigate everything that seems to be chaotic in order for you to build momentum towards what it is that you want. Now, quick disclaimer, okay? When I share and express these simple mindset shifts, keep in mind, these mindset shifts will not eliminate your challenges. If you're looking for a fix-it-all with just a simple and subtle shift, it's not going to happen here, right? But what will happen is it may not change your situation, but it will change you and position you in a better vantage point for you to approach your challenges, again, more effectively, to be able to make empowered decisions and ultimately rise above whatever life is throwing at you. So if you are ready to lead with clarity, confidence, and courage towards your goals this week and build momentum, you're in the right place. To begin the conversation, family, comment below mindset shift. That's what we're talking about. That's where we're going. And that's what we will do. As I see those pop up, we'll transition to the first one. I want to make sure we're all on the same page. as we're having this conversation. Again, comment below, mindset shift. Excellent. I see them popping up. So, to begin, the first mindset shift that I frequently resort back to and find myself leveraging day in and day out, particularly as it relates to me stepping into something new or challenging myself or stepping outside of my comfort zone. Here's a mindset shift that I encourage us to adopt. Don't look for the difficulty and the opportunity. Instead, seek out the opportunity and the difficulty. Rodney, let me say that again for the people in the back in case we missed that. Instead of focusing on the difficulty within the opportunity, instead focus on the opportunity within the difficulty. Because here's the truth of the matter. Every challenge carries information, valuable information that you could begin to leverage and apply to you to make you better. Growth does not come without difficulty, right? What did Frederick Douglass once say? If there is no struggle, there is no progress. I'm hoping and I'm assuming that if you are tuning into this conversation, your goal is momentum towards success. Your goal is progress in life. Your goal is improving the quality of your life experience. So therefore, in order for us to grow, then by default, we have to be willing to embrace the challenges and the difficulties that stand in front of us and where we're ultimately aiming to be. If we can learn to train our minds in a way where we look at any given moment as an opportunity for us to expand ourselves, what will begin to happen is this. Instead of interpreting challenges as an interruption to your growth and your progress, you'll instead see them as invitations to growth. And again, you expanding what is possible. Somebody in this broadcast, like, you keep convincing yourself that that path that you are passionate about taking in life is too hard. You keep convincing yourself that because you've never done it before, you can't do it. And you keep looking at everything that you have to give up in order for you to pursue this passion, work towards this idea, build this concept, or reinvent your reality. Instead of focusing on everything you have to give up, instead of focus on everything that you have to gain. Instead of focusing on the difficulty, focus on how this difficulty is going to develop you. Instead of looking at the struggle in which you find yourself in, begin to pinpoint the strength that you're finding within the struggle and how you're becoming better, more equipped, more skilled. You're becoming wiser, and you're qualifying yourself for new levels in life. Again, don't focus on the difficulty within the opportunity. Shift your focus and focus on the opportunity within the difficulty. That's number one. Number two is this, family. Comment below. Mindset shift number two. Second one is this. This is for somebody that's been hesitating on taking action, somebody that's been apprehensive on pursuing something new. Keep in mind, you're not a slave to perfection. You're a work in progress. Latoya, let me say that again. You're not a slave to perfection. You are a work in progress. Perfectionism will often have you stuck in preparation instead of progress. We often come up with reasons why it has to look a certain way, why it's not good enough, why we don't have all the resources, and then we neglect to take that initial step. Or in some cases, in our minds, we feel as if we are not good enough, that we're lacking some skill, some experience, some qualification, some accolade, some credential, and then we neglect to take that initial step. Keep in mind, family, growth requires movement, not flawlessness. You don't have to be perfect to be amazing, right? What's that old saying by Les Brown? As I'm reminded of a quote that he mentioned years ago. It said, you don't have to be great to get started, but you got to get started to be great. And somebody in this broadcast, for some odd reason, right? You have something that you really want to do in your life. You have a cause that you're looking to work towards. Maybe it's you launching a nonprofit. Maybe it's you starting that side hustle. Maybe you making that career shift, right? Or pivoting what it is that you're doing with your life. And for some odd reason, you keep convincing yourself that you don't measure up, that you're lacking something, that you don't have what it takes, that it doesn't look like what someone else, their path looks like, right? You're comparing someone else's chapter 15 to your chapter 1, and you're becoming hesitant and apprehensive to take that initial step. You've got to remind yourself, I'm not a slave to perfection. I'm a work in progress. In fact, you want to focus more on progress than perfectionism, because perfectionism is not something that we can obtain. It's not something that we can reach. But progress is something that we can build. It's something that we can develop by taking a step day in and day out. So to that one that is sitting on their gifts, to that one that's neglecting their talents, to that one that has an idea that is sitting dormant in the consciousness of your mind, let this week be the week that you make up in your mind, I'm a work in progress. Instead of focusing on perfection, I'm focusing on taking steps to build momentum towards successful progress and me showing up and creating a better life for me and the world around me. Again, you're not a slave to perfection. You're a work in progress. That's number 2. Number 3, let's do this and take it home, family. Whatever I focus on shows up. Talk that talk. For some odd reason, not sure why LinkedIn's profiles are not coming up. But nonetheless, family, comment below. Mindset shift number 3. Mindset shift number 3. And again, family, if you've got to share this out with the people you care about, please do share this out. Hit the like button on YouTube if you've got to do so. Would truly appreciate that. But last, third, and final, but not least, mindset shift that we can make, family. You never lose. You either win or you learn. It's a quote from Nelson Mandela. Again, you never lose. You either win or you learn. You only lose when reflection is missing in any given experience, right? I'm a big proponent of self-reflection, right? Evaluating what you did and how you showed up, evaluating the mistakes that you made, not critiquing yourself to the point where you feel less than, but instead you're holding yourself accountable to be better next time. You take that valuable information from that experience and then you apply it to who you are and what you're doing to create a better outcome and a more empowering result. So ultimately, with that mindset, where you look at your failures, your past mistakes, you look at things that didn't fall through the way that you initially planned them to, the setbacks that you've experienced, if you can learn to pull out value from those experiences, you can win in life. Because anytime you find something positive in a negative situation, you win. For so many of us, we have convinced ourselves that we are quote unquote failures simply because we made a mistake or we experienced a temporary moment of defeat. And what we have to learn to do is interpret what it is that we are experiencing completely different, right? Begin to look at your challenges and your setbacks and your moments of temporary defeat as lessons that you could begin to apply to make you better for next time, okay? That will assist you in growing and evolving and ultimately becoming the better version of yourself. Again, the third belief, family, the third shift that we can make in this moment is that you never lose. You either win or you learn. Now, we've talked about many different concepts and many different insights in this conversation. If you don't get anything else out of what we've discussed, I want you to understand that you can lead an empowered life right here and right now in this given moment. But you have to consciously decide that you are going to maintain control of your mindset. There's going to be things that may distract you. There's going to be things that may try to deter your focus away from the things that are positive and empowering. But you have to make the executive decision. I'm going to shift my mind to stay in alignment with things that help me stay empowered. Again, you're not a slave to perfection. You're a work in progress. Okay? Ultimately, you have to focus not on the difficulty within the opportunity, focus on the opportunity within the difficulty. And last, and certainly not least, you never lose. You either win or you learn. If you slid into this broadcast and I was unable to give you a shout out, be sure to comment below. And if in fact this is your first time, or maybe it's your first time in a long time, I welcome you and I want to shout you out as well. Comment below First and foremost with the number one, and then place your first name afterward. Again, number one, and then place your first name afterwards. Missed a bunch of comments, all individuals coming in. Nothing personal. Your boy was just in the zone. Nicole Turner is in the building. Great day to you. Coming to us by way of Atlanta. You guys be safe out there. I believe the storm is heading your way later on this afternoon, if I'm not mistaken. But again, you guys be careful out there and safe. Come on, Shalia. Talk that talk. Temporary defeat is empowerment for future victory. Yeah. Yeah, somebody has allowed a moment, right, to paralyze your growth and your progress. A moment. Think about that for a moment, family. A moment of defeat, a moment of a setback, a moment of a closed door, a moment of doubt, a moment of rejection to stop you from taking steps. Like it's stunning your growth, it's preventing you from making progress. It has killed your momentum. Look at it differently, interpret it, and give it a different meaning. Look at it from a different vantage point. Change your perspective. I tell leaders, nothing changes your life more than your perspective. And everything that we just discussed is you shifting your perspective. So if you can shift your perspective in any given moment and make sure you stay empowered, this is what's going to help us lead an effective week. I promise you, we can come up with solutions to problems that we're facing. We can stay creative and continue to inspire. We can continue to build momentum. We can continue to grow, develop, and ultimately become the greater version of ourselves because we maintain control of our mindset and we shift our perspective in an empowering way. And that's going to assist us. And again, building that momentum. Jessica is in the building. Great day to you. Hope all is well with you and the fam. It's been a while. Glad to have you tapped in live. Absolutely, Tanisha. Stay safe out there in Ohio. Now, family, as we do wrap things up and conclude this particular broadcast, elevation is necessary. It's an absolute must. Absolutely, Rodney, for sure. Family, if we have yet to connect on other social media platforms, what are we waiting for? Connect with your boy. I'm pretty much on all platforms, including Instagram, as well as Facebook at D1 Gibson is where you can find me. Be sure to connect with me on those platforms. I've referenced my YouTube channel. That's where all of my long-form content is available. Short films and documentary series that I produce as well. That's youtube.com/David Gibson. I'm also on LinkedIn. If you're on that platform, be sure to connect with me there. I share great practical advice to help you show up empowered as a leader. Also, I often get asked how individuals can contribute to this mission monetarily. I have Cash App. That's $D1 Gibson. Would truly appreciate your support. Again, $D1 Gibson. As well as if you want more information on my speaking and coaching services, the website is available there. That's www.elevationisAmust.com. With all of that being said, family, I'm hoping that somebody somewhere found some value from this conversation. In fact, if you did, put some fists up in the chat below, put a number 1 up, however way you want to indicate that you were made better for tuning into this conversation. And as you do that, before we do wrap this thing up and conclude this conversation, if in fact you find yourself in a difficult situation or a challenging experience, just remember that this too shall pass. I'm talking to somebody this morning, right? The challenges that you've been facing, the adversity that you are learning to navigate through, the overwhelming aspects of the life that you are living, keep in mind it's going to pass. It's not permanent. Your life is not fixed. It's temporary. So don't make a permanent decision that's based upon a temporary circumstance. What I'm saying is lock in on what matters the most to you. Be encouraged. Keep your head up. Stick your chest out and keep persisting until you succeed. In fact, today, this week, if you are searching for a yes, don't accept a no. If you are looking and working and diligently seeking a yes in your life, whatever that yes looks like for you, don't accept the no. I need you to be persistent. I need you to stay dedicated. I need you to be committed. I need you to keep persevering and navigating all the adversity that you are facing to go and claim your yes. There's many blessings out there with your name on it. There's many opportunities out there with your name written specifically on it. Don't give up because it's hard. No, this is not your breaking point. It's your making point. So as it gets rougher, you got to get tougher and keep pushing and pressing until you get the yes that you've been working towards. Let me wrap this thing up before we start another train on this broadcast, family. But again, if nobody else tells you that they love you today, remember, D1 Gibson has nothing but love for each and every single one of you. With all of that being said, family, I appreciate you all investing time and joining us on this particular broadcast. Again, I'm hoping that you found some value. Share this out with the people that you personally care about. We shall be back at it next week, Monday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And in the meantime, family, stay warm out here. It's cold. In fact, cold is an understatement. It is freezing, frigid out here. But nonetheless, have a warm heart. Put a smile on your face and allow that to warm you up. Be an advocate for positivity and an ambassador of love because the world desperately needs it. In fact, here's my call to action for you. Be effective. Be successful. Let's live with some passion this week. And most importantly, be powerful. I'm David Gibson, checking out. Have a phenomenal Monday and an incredible week. Peace.